Not really quite sure how to follow a guy with an Ivan the Terrible t-shirt. You don't know Ivan the Terrible, you haven't watched enough professional wrestling. In exactly 20 days or so, I'm going to be standing on the precipice of my death, also known as my 30s. I'm very scared to be 30 because I don't have any of the prerequisites to be 30. Like I can barely grow a mustache. I look like honestly, if I try to grow a mustache, I look like a 7th grader who's trying to grow a mustache. It's pretty embarrassing. I also don't have a mortgage or a wife or kids or any of the things that you're supposed to have when you're 30, so...
Fuck that!
I mean, that's legitimate. I really don't have any of those things. It's actually pretty awful. So I'm scared to be 30 because when you're in your 20s, you can really do basically whatever you want. You can blow through all your student loan money, you can have a debilitating drug problem, and people just think you're finding yourself. But when you're 30 and you don't have any of those things, you start to notice that you are really being judged by people. Like for instance, I have friends who have wives and wives and fiancés, and I've sort of noticed that I've become like a charity case for them. Like they will try to set me up with girls, and I have to invariably ask, well, what are these girls' take on kids? Because I can't have kids. I can't have kids because I am a kid, and I should not be trusted with kids. So I stay away from that. But recently I thought, maybe I should try to fix this thing. Maybe I should try to one by one address these issues. So, for instance, I was playing with my cousin's 4-year-old child the other day, and my aunt came up to me and she said, "One day you are going to make a great father." And it was clear to me that she did not know that she was talking to somebody whose last 5 meals came out of a Lucky Charms box. You just can't trust a man like that. You can't trust him with children. So I went a little bit further than that, and I thought, okay, well maybe I should try to spend some longer time with children. And I had a roommate at the time who was dating this girl, and she had a kid. She had a 2-year-old girl who was really curious, and I thought, okay, well, I can handle this. I'll just tell them to go on a date, and I will spend the day with the kid, and we'll see how that goes. So they went out to go see a movie, they had dinner and whatnot, and they left the kid with me. And, we did things that kids want to do. Like we put tin foil in the microwave. It was really good. We jumped on beds, we jumped off beds, we built mountains of pillows that you could jump out of, and kids love that. We threw firecrackers at the neighbor boy. The 2-year-old won't remember that hopefully, but it was fun. And so we did these things, and then at one point I thought, we should do one other thing. And I knew my friend had kept porn magazines in between his mattress. And that sounds weird and whatnot. It didn't get weird, but I wanted to show her where these were so I can embarrass my friend. Because one, it was 2016 and he had porn magazines. There's no reason for that. You can stream that stuff now. You don't need to go out and buy magazines and embarrass yourself at the gas station. You can actually just stream that. So I wanted to embarrass him. So I showed the little girl where they were. And then when my roommate and his girlfriend got back from the date, they asked what we did, and I said, we made macaroni necklaces, and we painted pretty pictures, and we did kid things. And so I told the little girl, I said, go find those books. Go find those books that I showed you about earlier. And so she ran off, and she came back, and she had like 3 magazines, and she gave them to her mom. And her mom grabbed them, and she just looked at me and she said, "You should never have children." And she's probably right. But before I leave you tonight, I should mention, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention that a legend in comedy passed away tonight. His name was Don Rickles, and If you've never seen Don Rickles, you should definitely go home and you should watch Don Rickles, because that guy's a legend and he is one of the funniest people who's ever lived. So with that, I'll leave you guys. Thank you guys for listening to my disgusting stories about children.